Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Restaurant Management System Tutorials. Today is our lecture number 20, and in today's lecture we are going to see the completed orders in a separate window. In the previous lectures we have created the crystal report for the order invoice, and then we have viewed that crystal report also on the software. So let us see the previous work that we have done in the previous lectures, and then we'll start the new fresh work in today's lecture. So let's start and have a look what we have today. So that's my software. Log in it and then click on the bill generation window, and before going to bill generation, let me place first an order. Okay, so let's say biryani, and the quantity is 2, and the order type is dine-in, and the floor 1 and the table 1. Look, this time the table 1 is selecting, because in the previous lectures we have completed the orders with respect to the table number 1. So add to cart, and then select another item, Pepsi, the amount is 2, and add to cart, and then click save. So you have placed another order. Okay, now what you can do, you can log out and log in from Hamad, that is our chef in the previous lectures, and then the order will be displayed on Hamad's screen. When I Hamad click on this order, the order details will be displayed here, and when the Hamad click on the done button, because my done button is not working right now, so the index of this column is pending, so don't worry about that, that's a bug, we'll resolve it later on. The thing should be happen. So are you sure you want to confirm this, finish this order? Yes, the order status is updated, that means the order is served on the table. And now let's go to the logout portion and log in with the admin, and then the bill generation. So when the waiter told the admin that please generate the bill, so dine-in order floor 1 and table 1. Look, only order of that current table is appearing in front of you. Okay, one problem that might occur is the order ID. Okay, first of all, there is no such scenario that you can take multiple orders for table number 1. Okay, if I go back and select orders, and when I click any item, and when I click its quantity, and when I click dine-in, and when I select table and then table 1, it will not select. So of course all these things are working in parallel with each other, so you cannot add the similar order until and unless you can finish the current order. So bill generation and order type, it's dine-in, and the floor is 1 and the table is 1, and the order details are there. So the amount paid for this order is 400, and the returned amount is 40 rupees. So generate bill, order completed successfully, and then the result should be displayed on this grid view. Okay, so in the previous lecture we have just designed the report, but we haven't displayed the report. So how that report will be displayed, let me show you today, and then we'll create the order view window. Okay, so look, I have changed something. I have assigned the borders also, and I have arranged these things properly, and then I have also assigned an image of my restaurant and the details. So how I have done that, let me open the report and demonstrate in front of you, and then how I opened this window in this software. So let me show you. So you can zoom it also, look. Okay, and you can set the default zoom state of the order like this as well. Okay, so close this software and come inside and open your report first. So file, open file, and then go to your RMS bin folder, debug folder, reports folder, bill report. So guys, when you open, if you receive this message, press yes. That's the security warning. Now look how I have added this image. Right click, insert, and picture. Simple. Okay, then you select your picture from your desired location and then click add. Simple as that. I have reduced the size of the image. Now how I have applied these borders, so select, look, these are my borders. So how I have applied these borders, insert and insert line. Look, so you can draw any line. Okay, so I have arranged these lines. Then right click and then format object, and then I have reduced its width from 1.2 hairline, so that it will be very thin in nature. So delete this line. That's what the demonstration. And now because I have increased the size of this, so you have to increase the size here as well with respect to this line. Now you need another line. So I'm copying my existing line. Select that line, copy it and paste it and place it here. Okay, now if you notice here, let me zoom in. If you notice here, look, the lines are slightly downwards from that line. So what you can do, select this and go to its position properties, and if you notice here, from top it is 480. Okay, from top it is 480. So you can select this line, and from bottom you should make it 480. Look, it will be equalized. Now select this line and make it to 480. Okay, so enter and then zoom out. So I hope you have understood this. And now let me arrange this line as well. So select this line and arrange it as well here. So this is the way. Okay, now it is going downward, so again 480 is the thing. Okay, so it should become 480. Okay, now the things are set, and one more line you need, so copy it and paste it and place it here, so that the text amount and the bill amount should be separate. Now let's go to the preview of the report. So table ID is 1 and the status is 2 and the phone number is null, and click OK. So the result should be fetched out. It is asking me password because I am opening from the backend, so I have given the password. Look, so this is how your receipt will be displayed, and you can write rupees here as well, because that's also the currency. So right click, format object. How can you add the currency symbol? Go to customize. Okay, and look, the currency symbol will be displayed here. Enable currency symbol, and look, rupees is coming. If rupees is not coming, you can specify rupees here and remove the dollar sign, and then bring space. Now it's fine, and then click OK. Now preview it. Look, everything is now fine, but look, the amounts are not coming in line, so you have to put it like this, and you have to put it like this. Now it's fine, and now let's verify. Okay, so hopefully you have understood everything up till now. So that's my receipt of the bill that is generated. Now what if I wanted to display, okay, one more thing that I wanted to change is the width of this. So fit section, now it's fine. Look, okay, so that's my order, and we'll print it out on a printer that we will see later on. Okay, now I wanted to view my all completed orders. I wanted to view my all completed orders, or I wanted to reprint my orders. Okay, so how can I do that? Or I want to edit that order, or what? How can I do that thing? So let us create a window for viewing the orders. Can we view the orders on this similar window? Let us check. So that's my order completion window. I think we should not alter this window. In fact, we can create a new window for modifying the orders. Okay, so let's go to the Solution Explorer, right click on your RMS and click Add and Windows Form, and you can give it a name, Order Modification Window. Okay, and Add. Right click, View Code, and what you have to add here, sample 2, and then save it, and then your window is created. Simple. Now what you have to do, you have to enter the order ID, and the details of that order should display. Okay, so because when you are about to modify that order, so you have the order ID, or you have the table ID, or you have the phone number, whatever. So phone number is something different, order ID is something different, and the table number is something different. So in all these three criteria, we have the most strong candidate for to be used here is the order ID. You have the invoice, because when you are about to change the order, you know what is the order ID. So you can fetch the available orders, or you can type the orders also. So let's select the toolbox control, that is label, and give it a name, order ID. Okay, before taking this, I am picking up a flow layout panel so that I can visible and make visibility false of the controls, and that they can be rearranged. So order ID, and then inside this flow layout panel I am picking up what can I say, the orders. So for that purpose I am picking up a combo box. Okay, and the flow direction should be from top to bottom, so top down, and it should be docked fill, and the size of this panel is something this. Now make it a drop down, and it is a typable drop down, and order ID. So I wanted to display all the available orders, okay, all the available orders of today's date, so that I can modify the orders of today's date, or you can select the date manually, okay. So first of all you have to pick up the date time picker also, and you have to pick up the label. So at this label you have to write date, and that's my picker. So the default format should be custom, and the custom format should be dd-mmm-yyyy, and then go to your document outline window and close this toolbox and select this label and put it at the top, okay, date, and then the date time picker should be at this. Now it's fine. So first of all, that today's date is appearing, okay. If you need to display orders with respect to the date, so today's date will always come by default, and then the order ID, and then the order drop down. On today's date, the number of orders will display inside this list. I hope it is clear to everyone. And then when you select the order, the details of that order should display, okay, and then you can reprint or view the order report once again. I hope it is clear to everyone. So okay, for that I wanted to bring all my order IDs with respect to this date. So go to your SQL and create a new query, and select your restaurant management RMS, and create procedure st_get orders with respect to date, okay, as select from orders O, and you have to specify only the order ID. What's the name of my columns? So let me select RMS and tables, and the table name is orders, and the column names are order underscore ID. So O dot order underscore ID. Thankfully the IntelliSense is appeared, and then the ID, okay. So order IDs are appearing, okay. So what type of orders should be displayed? Where order dot date is equals to, let's say let me give the today's date 2019-04- and the date is this. So what will happen when you run this query? Let me show you. So only today's order ID is appearing here, okay. Now how can you specify, how can you put up the details, because by looking at this number one cannot understand what's the details of this order. So based on this order ID and this date you have to okay, one more thing that you can specify is the order status. So what type of orders should be displayed here? Only those orders, or every order should display here. What can we do? So any order should come, so don't need to add the status of the order. So based on this date, the order ID should be displayed. So at the rate date, and the data type is date, and give here date. So that's it. So what will happen when I execute this query and go to the code and go to the retrieval window, and right here the function public integer 64 get order IDs with respect to date, and come inside and use try catch and exception ex the message main class dot show message, and the message type is ex dot message, and then it's error. Now the text parameter was let me check. Yes, it's type error. Okay, now SQL command cmd equal to new SQL command, and specify your stored procedure in it, that is this one. Copy it and come here and paste it, and then the connection main class dot connection, and then come inside cmd dot parameters dot add with value, come inside and give your parameter. So what's the parameter? I have to pass the date, so date time date. Okay, so at the rate date you have to specify, and the parameter name is date, and then cmd dot command type you haven't written, so cmd dot command type is equals to command type dot stored procedure, and then cut it and paste it sequentially. Now what you have to do, you have to create an integer 64 variable, so integer 64 order IDs equals to 0. No, I don't want an integer, because I wanted to display all the order IDs. So instead of this I am writing here void, and I also need a combo box, so combo box CB, in which I will display the orders, and then what I will write here, main class dot, I don't need to open the connection here as well, so SQL data adapter DA equal to new SQL data adapter, and enter your command, that is cmd, and then data table dt equals to new data table, and then specify da dot fill, and then you have to mention the dt here. One more thing that you can specify, combo box dot items dot clear. When this function will execute, if the items contains in the combo box, it will be clear, and then you have to specify the combo box data source, so combo box data source is equals to dt. Okay, so that's it. Now you need to display the order ID. Simple. So how can you display the order ID? It will be displayed. You don't need the value member and you don't need the data member. Okay, if you wish to display the data member, you can. So let me write here cb dot data, cb dot display member is equals to, you can specify the display member, that is go to your SQL, and that's my ID. So I want to display the IDs of the orders, so ID, and if you make it a value member, you can make it a value member as well. So both are same. If you wish to change the value member, you can change the value member. I hope it is clear to everyone. Based on this order ID, you can change the value member. So by default I have make these two similar. Now let's call this method get orders IDs with respect to date. So go to your order modification window and double click on your load and write here retrieval dot, okay, we have to make that method static also, so create here static, save it, come inside, so retrieval dot get order IDs with respect to date, and then right click, open the curly brackets, and then give here the date. So where is my date? My date is in date time picker, so date time picker 1 dot value, so you can pick up the value of that date, and then you can specify the combo box. So my combo box is, let me select this combo box, so combo box 1, so rename it to particular name, let's say orders ID, order IDs, let's say combo box, and then come inside and write here order ID, combo order IDs combo box. Alright, so order ID CB I have passed, and now semicolon. So what will happen with respect to that particular date, that is today's date, the today's orders will be displayed when this window will be loaded. Okay, but if you wish to type the order ID, because let's say you have multiple orders, so what you can do, you can pick up a list box. Why I am picking up a list box? Let me show you. Let's say list box, and I am hiding this list box, so visible false, and that's my list box name should be order IDs LB, and in the go to the retrieval and you can specify the list box also. So combo box is equals to null, that's by default, and list box, you can add a list box object, list box LB is equals to null. So I have two objects now. Now what you can specify, the data source. Where is my data source? Here is my data source. So you can write if combo box CB is equals to null. Okay, if it is equals to null, then what you can do, you can specify the LB data source. Okay, else if LB is equals to null, then come inside and copy this. If LB is null, then CB data source. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so if any of the case, then we can do this. So save it and now come here and you notice here, so by default you are passing the LB CB, and then if you copy it and paste it, and instead of this if you write here null for combo box, and you write here order IDs LB. So hope you have understood what I have done here. Okay, so in both cases the same method will be executed again, and the order IDs will be displayed in the list also and in the combo box. Now what I can do, I can go to the properties of this combo box, go to the bottom autocomplete mode and select suggest and append. Autocomplete source I have used select list items, and that's it. Save it, and now I change its name to order modification window. Order modification window, remove this window, and where you should use this window, let's go to the orders window, or you can go to the home screen directly as well. So where is my home screen? Admin home screen, and order management. Here you have orders, so right here modifications, so order modifications. Okay, and give its a name, let's say mod button. Okay, and double click here and open that window. So copy it and paste it, order modifications window, and then paste it here, save, and then start your software. Let's see what will happen. Build started. So login, order modification window. Look, my orders are appearing here. Okay, and it's only one. I should not select this order by default, so we have to do that also. Back button is working, yes. Close it and come inside this order modification window. On load you have to make the selected index change, so you can use this. So order ID CB dot selected index is equals to -1, so that it will become empty. And then what you need to add some other orders so that you can specify they are coming or not. So let us give another order. Login, orders. Okay, so provide another order, let's say biryani, and quantity is 1, and it is dine in, and is floor number 1, and it is table number 2, and add to cart and save. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to finish that order. So login with Hamad first, so that the order is served. Okay, pending order, I show yes, I wanted to confirm it. Okay, and then log out, and then log in with bill generation, and then inclusive order type, floor number 1, table number 2, the order details are appearing here, amount is 150, and then bill generate successful. Okay, let's see the report. Okay, in report there is some problem. You have the previous records, I think. The order ID is 2, and yes, the records are not updating, but right now we are dealing with some other problem. We'll solve this problem later on. What I wanted to show you, I wanted to go here and show you, and look, my two orders are now appearing. So when I write here to, look, so I have the receipt printed on the paper. So when I write the order ID, look, the order details are appearing automatically from the list. Okay, so that's how. So when you now select your particular order, its details should display in the grid view. So do we have a stored procedure so that we can fetch the details of this order ID? Go to the programmability and then procedures. We have to find out the procedure name, get order details with respect to order ID. Okay, so get order details with respect to table, get order details with respect to phone, get order details. Let us see what is there. No, so we don't have that. So modify this stored procedure, and you have to pick up the order details with respect to order ID. So copy this one and go to a new query, and you wanted to display the order details with respect to the order ID. So remove this floor and table first, and then the menu is there. Table ID should be removed. Here O dot order ID is equals to 2004. I think that was the ID, if I'm not wrong. 20004. Yes, so 20004. So let us select. What's the result? Look, the details of that particular order is appearing. Okay, so that's what I want to do. So create procedure st underscore get order details with respect to order ID as, and at the rate order ID integer, big integer. Now what are the details? The table ID, the floor ID. So you can remove the table ID and the floor ID. I don't need that. Okay, because when we are modifying an order, you can change the table ID and you can update. So but I'm not going to update, leave it. I'm just going to add items and remove or do something like that. So the biryani is coming, the details are coming. Let me select once again. Now what column should I exclude? Total amount should be there, item, item ID, quantity, price, per item price. Now that's fine. Okay, so these are the things. Let us execute it. Order ID. So that's my stored procedure. Create. Commands completed successfully. So now what I will do, based on this order ID, I will select all their details in a grid view. Okay, and then I will go to my orders window. Let me show you. I will go to my orders window and I will simply pick up these three things to add more items. Okay, so I will do this in the later class because today I am running out of time. So hopefully you have understood and I have given you the path. So you can do it by yourself also. We'll continue it in later classes also. Okay, so thank you so much. Hopefully you have understood anything, everything. Take care. Allah Hafiz.